Hi, my name is Brendan Kavanaugh. I'm the Chief Business Officer of the Spiraloid Workshop. I'm going to try to explain what we do in 4 minutes. So my background's in digital media. I held senior posts at Chase Digital, SanDisk. I've helped start a number of Silicon Valley startups, including commercializing MPEG-4 in the early 2000s. My business partner is a guy named Bay Rate. So Bay is, my business partner is a guy named Bay Rate. He's kind of one of the greatest creators that you maybe don't know about. He was at Image Comics early in his career. He also built Gollum for Lord of the Rings and the Weta Creature pipeline. And then he spent 10 years at Valve building Counter-Strike, Half-Life, Portal, Team Fortress, the Steam Workshop, and the Source Filmmaker. What we found out as a team of experienced digital media folks is that Hollywood is kind of bogged down on legacy expensive platforms and rebooting old IP. New studios, modern studios like Valve are highly connected to their audience and able to generate billions of dollars with just hundreds of employees. More and more people want a hobby with their entertainment experience. Things like Roblox, Musical.ly, Minecraft, etc. give the audience a hobby with their entertainment. And we see that VR is not only disruptive, but immersive and encapsulating. So we built a new 3D format. It's called a 3D graphic novel. We're building the tools to create it, and we're going to help studios and indie creators build their own versions of 3D graphic novels. So we're a software business. We sell software to studios and indies, and we're also a content business. We aggregate and generate new IP. What we found was that it wasn't really cost effective to create a new media franchise, and if you had an idea, it was very difficult to get it made. If we play our cards right, we can actually help to generate new media franchises for the greater than $300 billion digital media and entertainment business. This includes VR, mobile apps and games, films, and console games. And I'd love to explain more of it after. It's a little interesting to learn. Our first title is something called Nanite Fulcrum. It's a science fiction epic about a cheating pro gamer, her comatose grandfather, and a mysterious alien refugee. The interesting thing about this is that in the story you have to use science to save the planet versus bullets. What we found after putting it out into the market on Rift and Gear was that the community really loved the format itself and started asking for tools that they could use to create their own versions of the 3D graphic novel. So we've been talking to folks, and we have a partnership with Lionsgate. We're talking to other big studios about them using this format to incubate new franchises. So we start with the 3D graphic novel, and we build assets in a real-time game environment. We've chosen Unity 3D, if you're familiar. There's also Unreal. So everything we build is in real time in a game engine and is highly reusable. We monetize early in the app stores, so we're able to build on top of the platform Unity is built and use the distribution channels that companies like Facebook and Valve and others are using. So we monetize IP initially as apps in the VR app stores and the mobile app stores, and then eventually those properties grow. We also found that we have to engage the crowd, and we try to turn fans into creators because that's the stickiest relationship that you can have with a fan. And we're seeing that with things like, again, Minecraft and Roblox and all of the other games that are highly popular where there's a creative element to it. So if we're looking at our baseline, I'm sorry about the typos, it threw me off. Basically what we did is a bottoms up. So we're looking at trying to get a 6% attach rate to the millions of Unity app and game developers. If we can get that 6% attach rate at about $300 a year in software, we're looking at a $50 million a year run rate. So our run rate on baseline revenue for tools is in the $50 to $100 million range. The upside comes when we put titles into the app stores and they start to develop audiences, and those audiences grow. So we've released our first title into Rift and on the Gear VR. We've gotten great uptake on Rift. This doesn't sound like a huge number, but we have about 20,000 users. That's big on Oculus at this point. And we're creating a template for creators and studios to monetize. So we have a deal with the Unity ads team. We are putting ads into the back of the comic book. Our first ad is from Lionsgate. It's for a a major motion picture that's coming up. The format itself, let me go back. Basically, if you see a bonus panel in the comic, you pull it towards your head and you get sucked into the environment. Behind the scenes, artwork, mini games, short films, everything can be put into the book. How am I doing? Okay. So as you all know, the VR market is taking off. AR is now coming in, as our fireside chat pointed out. The promise is that we can take titles from the VR market and grow them to mobile apps, consoles, films. If you look at Netflix and Amazon, they're spending about $10 billion this year on content. If you look at Hollywood, it was one of the worst summer box offices in history, and it's because they don't have new properties. And I'll just wrap it up. So we're a veteran team of innovators. We have about 20 years of experience each in digital media. We have cutting edge tech and IP. We're ready to productize our tool set and continue to develop content and bring in partner content to validate the platform and the format. And we have $1 billion upside. Imagine Pixar meets Valve down the road. This is a juggernaut digital media and entertainment company. And we're trying to raise $2 million. Our initial money came seed money from Oculus. We were granted the money to build this first title, and we've brought in about $100,000 in angel money. Thank you.